Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we have a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on messages from your spirit guides and ancestors and other passed on loved ones. And there are going to be 4 piles to choose from. If you're unfamiliar with Pick-a-Pile tarot readings, basically you focus on the piles and whichever one you're most drawn to, not necessarily visually, but with your gut instinct, whichever one you're drawn to the most, that's what pile you go to and you watch, and hopefully there'll be some really great messages there for you. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across this video, should be a good time for you to get some messages out of it. As I say, we do have 4 piles to choose from, but before we get into those, I just wanted to remind you all to subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Those help the channel out greatly. It helps YouTube decide to recommend the video to other people so they can see it. Also, if you could share your video with friends and family, that would be awesome too. If you leave comments in the comment section, I appreciate all of those and I read all of them. I like to know what pile you chose. I like to know what kind of good messages you got out of it. Any ideas you might have for future readings or other videos you'd like to see, that's very useful to me as well. So all of those things would be great and I would love it. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there will be a link in the description to PayPal that you can do that from. Alright, so we've got our 4 piles here, and basically I put a little symbol on each one of them to help you decide, because some people like to choose by symbols and some people like to choose by piles or numbers. So we have pile 1 that has a dream catcher, pile 2 that has a feather, pile 3 that has an owl, and pile 4 that has flowers with a butterfly. So we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on your piles, and the timestamps are listed in the description so you can go directly to your pile, and we'll see you there. Hello pile 1 and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the dream catcher pile. And so we're going to set that off to the side. We do have some charms that we'll probably go through here in a little bit too to see if we have any extra messages. But this is messages from your spirit guides and ancestors and passed on loved ones and all that kind of thing there. So let's see what we've got. Leadership. Archangel Gabriel. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Oh, that's a great one there. We got Tower, which is also the 6 of Spades. We have the 9 of Swords with a Temperance card. We have the Ace of Wands. Oh, that's lovely. And the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the Fool card. Okay, wow. I really just love this just all of a sudden already, because with the leadership card and saying that it's time to carry on with leadership or start to take leadership, it's interesting because the Tower card in tarot usually means big changes or things come tumbling down very quickly and new starts. But in the Lenormand deck, it generally means protection and permanence and institutions, stability. It basically deals with the hard work it takes to build up something. So that's a little bit of a different meaning here, and I think that kind of goes along with some of these other cards that we'll talk about here in a second. But it's interesting because it says it's time to take up your leadership power and help lovingly guide others. And I kind of see a little bit of fear in that here a little bit. We have the 9 of Swords card, which is very much a fear-based card. Worries, you're not sure, you're unsure of what's happening. You're feeling attacked. You feel trapped. You feel like you can't move forward. Those kinds of feelings. But it's also close to the 10, which is kind of towards a completion energy. So I feel like you guys have been going through and worrying and not sure where you should go in life, not sure what you should do. You're feeling a little scared. Maybe there's been a position offered to you or something that you've been working towards, but you're just a little afraid to take the next step, to take the next leap. And I kind of see that a little bit with the Swords card here, but it it's it's interesting that we have the message that it's time to assume that leadership ability. And I kind of see that with the Fool card and the Ace of Wands, which are both new beginnings, new starts, taking the first step in the journey. And so I kind of see that that is kind of the journey you guys need to go on now. It's time for you. You've been building things for a while. You've been building up your character, building up your knowledge, your power. You've been very stable. And you are a very stabilizing influence as well, which is shown in some of these other cards, and we'll get to that in a minute too. But you guys have been learning, you've been building, you've been dealing a lot with our institutions and stuff, and it's really weird, but what I'm kind of seeing right now is almost a combination between this card and the Tower card in tarot, in which this deals a lot with our institutions and things that took a long time to build and a long time to go up, but then also the Tower card where everything kind of gets destroyed and kind of goes tumbling down. And I almost feel like you guys have a truth and a message and something you can bring to this world that might tear down some existing structures or some existing ways of doing things. And I don't necessarily mean hugely in society necessarily, although for some of you I'm sure that that's the case. It might just mean in your life and in your realm, your sphere, your work, your whatever. But basically, you have new ideas, you have new thoughts, you're very creative, you have new things that have come up, and that's true with the Nine of Pentacles card as well. And we've got the Fool and the Ace of Wands, which are very much new ideas, new creative energies, new thoughts. And so I almost feel like you guys need to tear down some of the old ways of doing some things, some of the old institutions, some of the old it's almost like breaking the glass ceiling kind of thing. And that could be for, race, gender, age, almost any kind of, where the old guard's basically doing their thing, and now it's time to kind of shake things up a little bit and to change things and kind of tear down those institutions some and do that kind of things. And I kind of feel that and see that in this reading, that that's basically where you guys are coming from. And you're coming from you guys have very you have a lot of spiritual guidance coming here. You guys have a lot of spiritual knowledge, you have a lot of spiritual guidance. You have the Temperance card and the Nine of Pentacles, which are both very spiritually oriented cards. They're also, I kind of feel like this has to do with your career and your job and your work. A lot of what's going on here with most of you guys, I feel like that is where this is going. It has something to do with your work, your job. Either you're starting a new profession, you're moving up into a new role in your profession, you've been offered a leadership role, or it's time for you to take on a leadership role or start your own business in which you will be a leader. Or it might have to do with something you're very passionate about, like a charity organization that you belong to or on a board of, some other things like that, because I really feel like this has a lot to do with shaking up old thoughts, old ideas, old ways of doing things. And you're spiritually guided in doing so, because we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is a very balanced energy. It's kind of weird how we're talking about shaking things up, but yet we have the balanced energy. And it's kind of interesting because for some of you it might mean, oh my gosh, don't shake things up, don't do things. Or maybe you've been worried about shaking things up because you are a very balanced kind of energy. And that's good, because I think you can bring balance back to whatever's going on, and bring that kind of whole energy of everything working smoothly. Okay, if you take on your leadership role and you let go of your fears and you kind of shake things up a little bit, because I get the feeling that if you guys become a leader in whatever this is, it's going to shake things up just from that point of view. Just because you have new ideas, different ways of doing things, new things, and just the idea of you becoming the leader might also just shake things up a little bit. but I think you're going to bring things back into balance and into focus by doing so. Okay, so it's kind of that whole, tearing down institutions to build up whole new things that will last a long time. And so I think you guys have some very important messages, some very important ideas, some new things that you can bring to the table, which is going to help build up new institutions, new traditions, new ideas, but help make it into this strong force to be utilized. It's going to be, you guys are going to change things up, the way that people think about things and the way things are doing that. And so your spirit guides are ready for you to go on and do that. You guys pick the dream catcher, which is kind of a follow your dreams kind of thing, and I feel like it's time for you guys to do that. So from whatever it is that and that's where the Ace of Wands and the Fool card come in too. They're very much a follow your dream type of energy, of follow what you care about, follow what you've been wanting to do. We also have the Seven of Pentacles, which is another spiritual energy card a little bit as well. And Pentacles also deal a lot with what we care about, our ambitions, businesses and things like that. So I really still feel like for a lot of you, this has to do with your career. This has to do with what you're going to be doing in your career, or your vocation or avocation, either one. But it's whatever. And you're going to bring a lot of spiritual energy to this. You're getting a lot of information from your spirit guides. It's being downloaded to you constantly, and in your dreams and at night. That's really important. I feel like you guys are getting a lot of information that way, and you may be a little scared of what to do with it. You may be a little worried about where that's going to take you, or what's that's going to do. But I really think that, follow your intuition, follow your heart. You guys have lots of spiritual knowledge already, and you're being imparted more from your spirit guides. And so you guys have a lot of truths and information that you can pass on to other people. And it's time that you've done that now. It's time that you get busy and do that, and help to guide others and help them follow it in a good path, and help them follow their dreams and what's good for them. And I think it's going to help society in general. But it's going to help your life too, and your sphere of influence, and where just your little corner of the earth, because you're going to be very important for that group, and that group of people. And so I think that's something you need to do. Let's pull a few charms here and see if there's any other messages we have here. But I think this was a pretty straightforward message, that you guys have some very important spiritual truths to impart. You guys need to do that leadership role. Whoa. Well, something hit the floor and I can't get to it, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Oh, this kind of goes along with what we got going here. Okay. So we've got the Nine of Clubs, which is another Wands card, and a Nine of Spades. So once again, you have lots of nines, and then we have the Ten of Hearts. So it's lots of good completion energies and a lot of good spiritual energies going on here. And so, and Spades deals a lot with our knowledge and our intellect and those kinds of things too. So we also have another Nine of Wands as well. So once again, like I said, follow your passions, follow your dreams, follow your intuition. It's there. You've got what it takes. And all of these other ones kind of go along with that as well, because we have the Hummingbird. We have the Moon card, which is another hugely intuitive spiritual card. We also have the Sun and Moon here, which is another spiritual type of energy. It's another spiritual, you have all that spiritual gifts and spiritual energy. We also have a reindeer, which I also kind of see as a spiritual, magical, follow your dreams, because I think of Christmas when I think of reindeers. And since they can fly, that's more of, your dreams. You can fly, you can go there. And what's for you will not pass you. So it's if this is what you're needing to go on and where you need to go, which it is, it's not going to pass you by. You're going to get what you need from this. So don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't, because I still feel like some of you guys are really worried and a little scared and a little hesitant. We also have the bulldog, which is that kind of energy of very much hanging on and don't let go. You guys are getting ready to go on an interesting ride here with the reindeer and the bulldog. So hang on and don't let go and keep going, because you're going to go on a ride and an adventure and follow your dreams that your dreams are going to start to come true, and it's going to be things that you did not expect. It's going to be, it's all things that you were dreaming of. But it all has to do with your intuition, your spiritual knowledge, and spiritual gifts that you have that way. So this is very much connected to your spirituality and your spiritual gifts and your intuition and your knowledge. It's very much tied into that. But it's going to help you achieve your dreams. It's going to, basically, I keep hearing things like in your wildest dreams, or things that you would only have thought of that in your dreams is going to come true for you if you follow your spiritual path and follow that along, because that's where you guys need to go. That's where you need to go. And that has to do with the leadership, but it's not even so much leadership in that you're a boss over people. It's more of a leadership in that you're going to show people the way. And that has to do with lovingly guide others. That's what you guys are going to be doing, is spiritually showing them the way. Spiritually showing people which way to go, how to, the path that's good for them to follow. Because everybody has their own path, and you're going to be able to spiritually help people be guided on their path. And you're going to be able to do that because you have that knowledge. All right, I think that's all I have for pile 1 today. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Leave comments in the comments section. And we'll see you in your next reading. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. And those of you that chose the feather. And remember, this is messages from your spirit guides, ancestors, deceased loved ones, anybody like that might have something to say. So here we go. We got relationship harmony. Archangel Raguel. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Okay, so maybe some of y'all have been having some fussing and fighting going on, maybe. Crossroads. Okay. The 2 of Cups. Oh, let's see, that's another relationship one. This is definitely dealing with relationships. 2 of Swords. Yeah, definitely. Okay. The 2 of Swords again. Wow, okay. The 10 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the 9 of Cups. Okay, yeah, this message is really, really, really clear. It's interesting today. They've actually been very straightforward so far today, which is really interesting. Okay, it's interesting. We have the relationship harmony, which shows that some of you guys have maybe been having a lot of conflicts in your relationships. We have 2 of Swords, which can definitely show that kind of conflict or aggression or problem. We also have the 2 of Cups, which is another relationship card. So I do feel like for a lot of you guys, this is very relationship oriented. And there probably have been some fights and some problems, and it's nice to know that some other people are working on that and trying to help open up hearts and help resolve some of these conflicts that have been going on, and that's great. And that's wonderful, and that's a great message for you all. I love it. I really feel like that's great, but it's also interesting that we have these 2 energies, which can also deal very much with a decision. Although this particular 2 of Swords was not the decision one, and neither was this one, so that's interesting. But a lot of 2s can sometimes show different paths or a decision to make or a crossroads. And so some of you guys, if it's not related to your relationship, or it might even be related to your relationship, but you might be at a crossroads or have a decision to make, or you're not sure which path to go on and you're going one way or the other. In which case, I see that the reading is that you're going to be able to go on the right path and go where you need to go. Okay, so that's kind of the message there for you guys that are making a decision, or you're at a crossroads in your life. And it could be dealing with your relationship, because this is a very relationship driven reading for sure. I really feel like that's the case. But we also have the Hierophant, and I see the Hierophant. He's also somebody that helps impart knowledge for decisions and that kind of thing. So if there is a decision that you guys are making, or if you're needing some information to help you guide on your path, just know that your spirit guides and all are helping you with that decision. They're helping. You actually have what it takes to make the decision, but they're helping give you that information that it might take, and that has to do with opening up their hearts again as well. So I feel like you guys are kind of blocked, or at a crossroads, or stuck, or in a decision, or you've been fighting a lot in your relationships and with people. And that doesn't have to be your love relationship. That could be family or friends or other people as well. But there's just some relationships that have been having a lot of conflict and a lot of stuff. But that it is now on its way to being resolved, and we have this wonderful, loving, coming together card, which is with the Two of Cups. We also have the Nine of Cups, which the nines are towards completion, which kind of shows me that this fussing and fighting and other things are kind of coming towards an end, because the 10 is a completion card, and you have the 10 of Pentacles. But the Nine of Cups is an emotional card, and it's a very happy emotional card. All of his cups are up on the air. He's sitting here very cheerful. He's got everything. They're all upright. They're not spilling over. He's not worried. So you guys emotionally are on your way to emotional fulfillment and happiness. And we also have the 10 of Pentacles, which is another things that we care about in this life, things that matter to us on this earth. They deal a lot with earthly matters and things on this earth, and I do feel like that's something that you guys are dealing with, a lot of earthly matters right now. You're dealing with a lot of things. They might be money related, or just general fussing and fighting over pretty much anything. It could be almost sometimes, people fight over things that don't even matter. Like, who left the lid off the toothpaste, and who, didn't tighten down the lid on the mayonnaise jar, or something silly. But, so it could be that you guys are fighting over a lot of really silly things, in which case I think it would be really good, that you guys don't need to be locked in this stalemate, and whatever that basically, and it could be over more important matters, more bigger things. Like where you're going to live, what job you're going to get, how you're going to spend the money. Other things that are a little bit more important in this life, or things that, whatever. And you notice how we have the Hierophant here, and there's two people that have their dispute, and the Hierophant is the upper power, that's helping to decide that dispute and impart knowledge onto these people so that they can help decide their dispute. Okay? And so I feel like whatever you guys have been fussing and fighting about, whatever has been causing the conflict in the relationship, just know that the knowledge is going to come to you basically through spiritual means, through higher level people are going to be working behind the scenes to kind of download some information into you guys, so that you guys can help resolve these conflicts, whatever they might be. So whether they're the petty small little arguments, or the bigger life-changing, altering arguments, whatever they happen to deal with, just know that the information that you're going to need, and that the other person's going to need to help resolve these conflicts, is on its way. It's coming. It's there, and you're going to get it. And we might even get a little bit in this reading, because we do have some charms to go through here. So let's see if we can get maybe just a little bit of information, at least for you guys, for your half of the equation, to see if maybe there's some more messages here. Okay, knowing that you're going to get the messages is great, but maybe the time isn't quite right for you to have them yet. I'm not sure, but let's take a look here. One more. Okay. All right, let's see if we have... All right, we got the number 1, which is a very good spiritual number. It's also a new path, new beginning. We have the N-O-R-R. We have lots of words this time. H-M. All right. So I see words like no and nor, and I also see like almost like home without the E. But I'm going to let you guys look at these, and you guys can decide if those letters mean anything to you specifically. We also have the owl, which is knowledge. So once again, the knowledge is coming. It's powerful. It's coming to you, which is very cool. Oh, we have a little teddy bear. It's great. All right. And we also have the 3 of hearts. Now, this has to do with your community, and it's another emotional card. So I feel like you guys have been going through a lot of emotional turmoils, which could be very true if you've been fighting with your partner or with other people or people in your community. But just know, okay, what I feel right now and what I'm hearing right now for several of you is that rely on your community for the knowledge and for the answers that you need. Okay, because I was saying we might get the answer in the charms a little bit of where you need to go. And they're helping guide you towards your community, your family, your friends, your other people that ask for advice, ask for help. The Hierophant card's kind of showing that too, because they might use that as a channel to help you know how to resolve some of these conflicts, okay? We also have a teddy bear, which is kind of a childlike innocence. You know, we kind of hold on to, teddy bears in childhood. And we also have the 1. So that can mean very much a new start, a new beginning, new path, a new way forward. And it also just might mean get back to childhood. Go back to square one. Go back to the beginning. Childhood's kind of the beginning of our journey. It's kind of the start. So maybe going back to square one and starting over again and going, okay, where did all this come from? Where did it all start from? Now where I can start back at the beginning, and I can instead of looking back at the past, I'm going to start all over. I'm going to start with my knowledge and the things that I have, and go from a new beginning. Okay, so I kind of feel like that's kind of where you guys are going. That's also the dragonfly energy here too, because that kind of also shows a lot of new beginnings. We also have the feather, which is also messages from our guides, and you guys picked that. So I feel like you guys are going to be receiving messages and getting your messages that are going to help you. We also have willpower, and we also have the key. And it's also the cross in there. So it's another spiritual message. The key is, in spiritual, in your spirituality and in your spiritual. But the willpower one just shows me that you need to just keep going, knowing that this is worth it, having the willpower to keep plugging along, keep going through it, keep believing in yourself and believing in the relationship, because sometimes that's really hard to do if you guys have been fighting and carrying on, and just know that you have the willpower it takes to keep going and go forward, and also that you're going to be getting the knowledge and the messages and the other things that you need to keep going. And I do feel like there is somebody there that can be useful to you to help guide you in this, because we've got that with the Hierophant card. But you're also going to be getting just some spiritual messages coming to you, maybe in other pick-a-pal readings if you watch other people or other readings of ours, that kind of thing. So you might be getting some other important messages that way. So this message is just telling you have messages coming, and that they're helping out, and that they're giving the messages to the people that they need to help resolve these conflicts. So that's the message that this particular reading is telling you, but you might actually get some specific advice other than the advice I have of relying on some people, because I really feel like if you rely on the people in your community, and spiritual leaders as well, the Hierophant's kind of one of those people. So if you're involved in a church or other type of spiritual community, ask them for advice and help, because I think they're going to impart some pretty important information to you if you do that, okay? So rely on your community and your other people, because I really feel like those people have some information for you to help you along with this, because this has been kind of a rough time for you guys. This has been a really rough way to go, and and I really feel like a new start is in order here, and moving forward, and having the willpower it takes to move forward. But that just know that different arguments and conflicts are being resolved, and they're being helped along, and this is your first step towards that. Okay, this is your first step in that journey, and then just know that help is on the way, and that it's coming, and advice is there. All right, I think that's all I have for pile 2 today. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, leave comments in your comments section. Also check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of different pick-a-pile readings, as well as how to read tarot card series, and other spiritual topics as well. And may the stars guide your path, and we'll see you in future readings. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. You got the ones who chose the owl. And remember, this is messages from your spirit guides, ancestors, past on loved ones, whoever might have some messages for you here. So let's see what we've got going. Take back your power. Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Wow, that's a powerful message. Lilies. Okay. The Four of Swords. The Queen of Wands. Oh, that's a manifesting energy right there. The Knave of Swords. I keep wanting to call the knaves the knights, but they're actually the pages. The Nine of Wands. The Six of Swords. And the Tower card. Whew! Okay, let's see. Very much of a powerful energy card here. Like, you guys have lots of powerful energies and some things you need to work on. The Lily card shows your experience and maturity and wisdom and purity and that kind of thing, okay? It has to do with your success through your proper actions, like doing the right thing. And I think that's interesting that kind of shows up along with use your power to manifest what you want, because, that kind of goes along with here. It shows that you have a lot of knowledge. You guys have a lot of knowledge in what you need to do already, so start manifesting is what, this is saying. It's also interesting, too, because I think you guys are on a journey to change. You guys have had some lack and some worry in your life with these swords cards here, with the 4 and the 6. I'm thinking you guys have kind of had a rough way to go recently. You felt some lack. You felt kind of the harshness of time, and just like you don't have everything that you need. You've had to take a time to relax and kind of rejuvenate, because there's been so much things going on and conflicts going on. Maybe the Tower card, I don't see it. I'm thinking you guys have had some sudden changes happening in your life recently. I think the Tower card kind of shows it's already kind of gone through. Okay, you've had some recent changes, some recent upheavals, some different things that you weren't sure what was going to happen, and it just all of a sudden did. And I think that's been a little bit of a harsh area for you guys. It's been a little bit, but you've learned a lot from it. And you've come through it, too. So whatever upheavals have happened recently, you guys have learned a ton, and you were able to get through it. The Six of Swords shows that. You're on your journey away from that now. You're on your journey towards your new power, and you guys can manifest things. So I really feel like you guys feel like you don't have much in your life right now, that a lot has been taken away from you, a lot has been destroyed, a lot has gone away. But you've gained so much knowledge And it's kind of interesting that you picked the owl, because the owl is very much a knowledge kind of power. And I feel like you guys have gotten so much knowledge from this that you can go through and manifest what you want now. So even though you've now, lost so much, or feel like you've lost so much, but and it's been really hard, we have the Nine of Wands, which is just such a powerful spiritual energy, and the divine, wisdom, and the spiritual knowledge and other things. You guys have just learned so much spiritually. It's amazing. We also have the Page of Swords, and think about that. This is, who you guys need to be. They need to be. They're curious, and they're witty, and they're inspired, and they're alert, and they have lots of mental agility. And so you guys have a lot going on in your minds, a lot of fire so quickly and going here, there, everywhere. You guys have this maturity too going on. So pages are a little less mature in some ways, but it's not so much that you guys aren't mature, it's that you need to bring back that youthful energy that pages have. You need to bring back that energy and spirit, and just go on and be able to go and manifest the things that you want, because you have that. And then we've got the Queen of Wands, and she is like the ultimate, she's the queen, so she can kind of manifest whatever she wants. She's very passionate about what she wants. She's determined. She's got a lot of charisma, and she can be very optimistic, and that's where you guys need to be. That's the energy you guys need to have, because we've got the Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands, and that's a very optimistic energy, and that's where you guys need to go forward with now. Be optimistic, be powerful in your knowledge, and powerful in what you've learned, because just know that you guys have the manifesting energy. We have the Nine of Wands. It's a very much a manifesting power, and the Queen of Wands. You guys can create the life that you want to live. You can create the things that you want. It's time to do it. Okay, and notice how it says take back your power, because you guys feel like you've lost it. You feel like you've had so many things come topsy-turvy in your life that you've kind of given up your power. You kind of are feeling kind of low and down in the dumps, and whatever. But you guys have what it takes, and it's time to take that back and start manifesting again. Take back what the world has taken from you and gain it back again, because you guys have that power. We have some charms here. Let's see if we can pull a few more messages that might help you along in this journey here a little bit. Okay, we have another Nine of Clubs again. So once again, you have that manifesting power. We also have brave, so be brave, because, maybe this is a little hard to do right now. We also have the Six of Wands. Another good manifesting. Look, we have imagine and imagine. So what you can imagine, you can create, you can bring forward. We also have love and the lovebirds here. So this might have to do with relationships for some of you. This might have to do with, getting, your power back in a relationship, because it's possible that, maybe some relationships have gone soured. What's for you will not pass you. And that's interesting. The second reading that's come forward in today. So you're going to be able to get what's for you. So you're not going to lose it. It's not going to go away. And that's important to know, because maybe you had some dreams. Maybe you had some things. Maybe you're going along a certain path, and all that kind of come crashing down on you. So you feel like you're losing what you were supposed to get, or you're losing your path, or that you've lost what you were trying to create, or what you were trying to manifest. But just know, now this is where I feel like law of attraction is important for some of you, because I think that if you've been in a negative energy, if you've been in an energy of feeling like you're lacking, or you're missing, or that you're not getting what you want, or everything that you wanted is being taken away, or that your opportunities are passing you by, or whatever, if you're in that mode, you won't get what is coming to you. You won't get what you're manifesting, because it'll just stay out there, but you'll actually attract the negative thoughts and energies, because sometimes those can almost be more they're not more, but it seems to me like sometimes when people go negatively, that almost gets manifested quicker than when they do the positive things, because it's sometimes a little hard to stay in that positive mode. It's a little hard to stay uh, knowing that that what you want is within reach and that you can grab for it. But it is there. You have the knowledge. You have the power. Love's very important. So remember that you do have people that care about you. You do have people that love you. We also have this old-fashioned musical instrument here, or musical symbol here. And whenever I see that, that's very much a creative energy, which these wands cards are as well. And I see that as creating things and manifesting things, because that's really very much what this reading is all about, is how much you guys are creators and you're manifestors and you can create things. If you guys haven't looked into the law of attraction at all, there's some really good channels out there that tell you quite a bit about it. Abraham Hicks is somebody, it's very interesting what they have to say. Some of it's just like, whoa, I don't know, you kind of look into some of it and you're like, wow. But I do very much go along with that. If you believe in certain things, if you know it can happen, you will start doing things to make that happen. You will go the right path. If you believe, you got to believe in it first of all. You also can't dwell on the negative. You also can't dwell on what you don't have. You got to dwell on where you're going to and what you're going for. And that's how you manifest things. That's how you get things. That's how you get the things that you want in this world. And those are things that you can want. You guys have the ability to do that. You guys have been shooting ideas out into the universe. You have been putting ideas out there. You have been telling the universe what you want and where you go, and you have some knowledge and where it needs to go. So here you go. The law of attraction is such that if you put these ideas out there in the universe and you believe that they could happen, but you don't dwell on them super strongly, because that'll sometimes put you dwelling on the negative and the lacking energy again. If you just dwell on, I want this, but then go on and live your life and do whatever, the universe will send you in the right direction. Sometimes, follow where your intuition is telling you to go. So like if it tells you to go to the store today and you had no intentions of going to the store today, then you should do that, because maybe you'll see something there that will inspire you, or maybe you'll meet up with somebody that you weren't going to meet up with before and they'll give you some ideas or whatever. So the universe will send you in the right direction. Follow your intuition. Open your hearts up to that and your minds, knowing that you can manifest the things that you want. It's time to do that. It's time to go in that direction, and the spirit wants you to go that way, and that's where you all need to head. And I believe that you can do that. So, like I said, if you need some more inspiration or some more guidance, or some great videos out there on the law of attraction, because this video is all about manifestation and getting what you want and getting your power back. And so I'm thinking that that's where you guys need to head. And if you need more guidance, I would go out there and find some more that way, because there are some great ones out there. And I think some of you guys need that extra guidance. But just know that you can manifest it. Know that you can do it. Know that you have that strength and that power and that knowledge. It's all there. And follow your intuition, and again, get yourself going in the right direction. Okay, I think that's all I have for pile 3 today. Remember to give the video a thumbs up. Leave some of your comments in the comments section. I hope there were some great messages here for you. May the stars guide your path, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 4, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the flowers with the butterflies. All right, remember, this is messages from your spirit guides, ancestors, passed on loved ones, whoever might be useful to you here. So let's see what kind of messages we have. We have breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. That's a really good message. And before we go on, I think I'm just going to breathe right now. We're just going to sit here and we're going to breathe. All right. That's really good. Now that helps me. We're going to get some good messages here. We got ship. And we got the 5 of Cups. And the 2 of Pentacles. The King of Wands. Oh, that's a beautiful card. The Queen of Wands. Oh, the King and Queen together. Awesome. The High Priestess. Oh, wow. Look at all that powerful energy there. And the Hanged Man. Okay. Now, it's interesting that we have releasing old patterns and old energies, because I feel like some of you guys have been kind of stuck in some old patterns and energies with the Hanged Man here. I really feel like that. We also have the 5 of Cups, too, which kind of shows that as well. Because the 5 of Cups, I feel like some of you guys have been stuck in looking at what you don't have and what you've lost, or what is going bad in your life, or what you're not happy with, or what's just, not going the way you want it to. Okay? And I feel like some of you guys have been stuck in that energy where you just keep dwelling on that, and dwelling on the past, and dwelling on might have beens and bygones. This old sailing ship here, it has its own specific meaning, but which we'll get into, but I also kind of see it too for this particular reading. This is old patterns, old thoughts, because it's a very old sailing ship. Okay? So I see this as you guys are stuck in the past. You guys are stuck in what's gone on before, what's happened before, and now is the time, and the Hangman shows this as well, where it's time for the new energy, to look at things and flip it on its head and turn things around and see things in a new light. Okay? So it's time to flip those old patterns and energies around, and now flip them and look at things from a different angle, a different perspective, a new thing. That's great here, because we also have the 2 of Pentacles, which is a wonderful, cheerful energy. It's a 2. In this particular case, it has children. So it could mean a different path, a different thing, that kind of thing. But I also see it as the new. It's not the new start and the new beginning of the Ace of Pentacles, but it's still the newness and the new start, and looking at different things from a different angle. Because you notice how, you've got the seesaw, you got the teeter-totter, some are down, some are up. Now it's time for you guys, I almost get a bipolar energy. Like, some of you guys are down a lot, or you're in the down energy mode, and now it's time to go into the up energy mode. And I'm not saying you guys should be bipolar, or that you are. I'm just saying that it's now time to look at things from the different perspective, that there's good and the bad. There's, high and the low. There's, that kind of thing. So now it's time to, whatever old energy you've been in, whatever way you've been thinking about things, it's time to flip that around. It's time to look at things from a new angle, from a new direction. And the ship is kind of there because it shows growth and opportunities, okay? Because think about it, back in the day in the old sailing ships, the trading ships, they were, or people that sailed, let's say to America on these old sailing ships, or to the New World, it showed a lot of growth and a lot of opportunity. There was a lot of different things coming forward for them, and a whole new avenue, a whole new way, a whole new place, a whole new perspective on life, because instead of it being the old world, it's now the new world kind of thing. Okay, they're going forward. They're not sure. It's the unknown, but they're going forward, and they're going forward on a new adventure and looking things differently. And they had hopeful opportunities. Things might not have been so great for them back in the old world. That's why they were willing to move and come forward into the new world. And so I feel like you guys are in that energy now, where instead of dwelling on the past and the things that have happened and have gone on before, it's time to look at the new way, and time to move forward, time to go towards new opportunities, new endeavors, your new world, basically, okay? You guys might up and pack and leave and go to a whole new home, a whole new job, whole new state, whole new country, whole new place, whatever. That's possible. And if that's the case, if that's something you guys have been thinking about doing or something that you're inspired to do, by all means, definitely do it. Get out of the old rut, get out of the old places, get out of the old stuff. Especially if there's not much there for you anymore. Like the old world didn't hold a lot for some people moving forward to the Americas and to the different colonies and other places. That's why they decided to move, because there was a lot of hardship and other things back in the old days. So some of you guys, that might be the message, that it might be time for you to move on and move forward and be more carefree. But we also have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, and this is great because I love them when they're both together, because they have such great power, and together they can just bring so much. I love how they got the unicorn and the flying, through the air, and the flying unicorn. We've got the fairy and the dragon. So we've got all of that magical energy and that magical power. And you see how they're moving forward too, and how they're, in this particular deck, when you think of fairies and unicorns and it's not a Pegasus because it doesn't have the wings, but he's kind of flying through the air. So it's a very magical kind of moving forward, getting your dreams kind of energy, or moving forward towards the future and towards the magical energies, the magical things. And they're the Wands deck, which is another magical type of spiritual suit anyway. So when you have the Queen and the King, they're confident and they're passionate and they're determined and they're optimistic. They're very bold and courageous, and that's where I feel like you guys need to go now. You guys need to be bold and courageous and move forward like the old people did back on the old sailing ships. That was a very courageous move, to think about it, to colonize a new world that you had no clue what was out there, what it was like, what your life was going to be like, because you felt the optimism of the new adventure and what you could get out of it. And that's where I feel like you guys, the energy you need to be in is go forward with that new adventure of your life. And that doesn't necessarily mean move, because for some of you it doesn't mean that, although for some of you I think it does. But it does mean go forward with the new adventure of your life. Go forward into the new way. Take that bold step forward. Take that magical journey into the new unknown. Look at things from a different idea, new perspective. Get new ideas. Go in a new direction, a new way. Do things differently than you've done before. Totally change up your life is basically where I feel like this is going, okay? We do have the High Priestess here. She has the knowledge of good and evil. It's another 2 energy. So I'm thinking that you guys might have a choice right now to go on. We do have some 2 energies here, as well as the change up of energies and the other stuff going on that we have. I think it's time for a change, and I also feel like you guys might have a decision to make. You guys can decide to go and look at the past and pay attention to that and go with that energy, or you can decide to go forward and look at the light and go forward to a new positive. You don't know what's going to happen. There might be some ups and downs on that road too. Life's like that. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be something better for you, because staying stuck in the past and old energies and doing things over and over again the way we've done before never gets us any farther along, and it's not healthy, and it's not moving forward. And life is all about moving forward. Life is all about going on to the next thing, the next journey, the new thing that's coming forward, and the new thing that's going on. And I feel like that you guys have that choice to make. You guys can choose to stick back into the old energies, but I really don't feel like you'll be happy doing so. I do feel like it's more important to go forward into the new energies and the new way of thinking things, and I feel like that was very much said so here. Take your time out to breathe, meditate, think of things from a new perspective, get an idea of where you can go forward, how you can move forward, where the next energy can be, and where the next movement is. We do have some charms here. Let's pick out a few. Maybe we have a few more messages that might be useful to us here. I feel like there's very many. More than I thought. That's good. Okay. We have the French horn, which I see as a creative energy and creating things. And we also have the swan. We have the key with the 4-leaf clover. Oh, see, I love this key because this key is like luck. And also that you might have the key to your journey. We've got the cat here, and this cat is going out on an adventure. Cats are very curious. Cats are very forward moving, and this particular one is very much confident and feeling like I can go through it. And wow, this one popped up in 3 readings today. That's interesting. What's for you will not pass you. So that means that you can go forward and move forward, and you're going to get what you should get out of this life. That it's not going to leave you behind, and that kind of thing. We also have an NEN, which almost saw as an NEW for a second, which would mean new. But, you know, they might mean something specific for you. They might be initials, or, you know, those letters might, you know, pop up something specific for you. Let's have the 8 of Hearts here, which is another wonderful emotional energy and getting what you want emotionally. And I think that that's the path that you guys are on. You have some luck on your side. You also have the key. You have some magical energies. You have some creative energies. We've got the 6. 6s are a wonderful dealing with your knowledge, your power, your family, those kind of energies. 6s are kind of a stable energy too. So it's kind of good to know that you might move forward stability-wise. But 6s are kind of the teachers, those kind of people too. So I kind of feel like, you know, maybe teaching might be an important thing for you, or maybe a teacher might have some important knowledge for you, or something, you know, a path for you to go on. I don't know why I felt like I need to say that, but I think for some of you guys, you needed to hear teacher. That's a word I keep, you know, some of y'all really need to hear that. So I'm going to pop that out there. And for those of you that that's meant for, you know, that'll grab you. So there you go. Teaching or teacher. But I just feel like these just all very much go on. Be confident. Be who you are. You know, you have the key here, which I just love the keys. I love getting keys. I think keys are awesome. And with the 4-leaf clover there, that's just even just cooler, because it just kind of goes and shows the luck involved. And that sometimes luck isn't luck. It's that we make our own luck kind of thing. Like if we go along a certain path, we'll go, oh, it's really lucky I did that. But really it's the universe, because we're walking this path, will unlock something for us, or it'll show something for us, or put us on the right way. And we think it's lucky that that happened, but really it's that we had the key all along, kind of thing. So I feel like that's kind of the message there, is that some things might come forward here really soon. You might go, oh, it's really lucky that that happened for me, but really it was because you had the key. It was really because you had what it takes, you know, for that luck to happen for you. And that's kind of like what's for you will not pass you either. And so that's, you know, you guys have that key already. You guys have that knowledge. And you're very spiritual. You also have some creativity on your side, and music might be important for some of you guys. So listen to some music. There might be some messages coming through in music. So if you guys are musically oriented or like to listen to music a lot, there might be some messages coming forward in the music, or help you look at things from another perspective, because you might hear something in the music. That might be one way that Spirit's communicating with you, because that's one way that they do so. They like to send out messages, and sometimes music's one of those ways. So if that's something that strikes a chord with you, or you guys like to do that, no pun intended there, but if you guys like to do that, then do that, because Spirit will help you get some messages that way. It might also help you think of things a new way. Music can help unlock our soul and our imagination sometimes, and I think that'll be useful for some of you guys. Okay, I think that's all I have for pile 4 today. I really hope these messages were useful to you. Please give the video a thumbs up, leave comments in the comments section, share with your friends and family, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.